Hello and welcome back to the Game School Dad channel with me, Martin, and today we're looking at Magic the Gathering Arena Color Challenge, the red starter deck against all the other starter decks. So let's get going. Alright, here we go. The red deck versus the blue deck. So the red deck is goblins everywhere. We're going to have as many little annoying goblin creatures as we can to overwhelm the opponent and use cards hopefully like Shock that will do direct damage to the opponent to get past their creatures, and even things like Raid Bombardment that will do some direct damage based on the little creatures that we have. So we have Tin Street Cadet that we can attack with. If it gets blocked, we can create another 1/1 creature. So to be honest, if we lose that and gain another one, we're not really any better or worse off. We're not killing their creature, so I don't think we're going to attack yet. I think we'll save our creatures for when they do a better job for us. Do we want to block? No, let's take 1 damage instead. Let's use our life points as a resource. Okay, we could play Raid Bombardment or we could play Goblin Gathering. This one will summon 2 1/1 goblins to our side, and once it's in the graveyard it goes up and does even more, so the next one would do 3. So let's play out lots of goblins. We don't want to attack yet. Why don't we play out as many goblins as we can and then put out Raid Bombardment and see if that helps us do lots of damage. And we're going to put out Tin Street Cadet there as well. Okay, do we want to attack? No, because our creatures will just die. I mean, they are going to die very soon. We're going to sacrifice them to do some damage. Lots of 1/3s. I want him to attack me, and I am not going to block any of that. So now he's only got 1 blocker, which is even better. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8 goblins, and we have Raid Bombardment. So we're going to attack. We're going to do 8 damage with Raid Bombardment. He can only block 1 of these with his creature, which means we're going to do another 7 damage around the blocker. So let's see all these lovely Raid Bombardment triggers hammering away at the hit points. He can block 1. Bad choice to block the Tin Street Cadet because it replaces itself with another goblin, which means next turn, this is a very quick one, which means next turn, no matter what he's got here, I don't really care. He can attack me. Nope, not going to block. I'll take as much damage as I like. And the next Goblin Gathering gives us 4 more goblins. They can't attack this turn because they have Summoning Sickness, but it doesn't matter. We have Raid Bombardment. We have lots of goblins over here. There's 8 damage to him before he even gets a chance to decide to block or not. Well, there you go. The red deck, a very fast one that if you can get all your creatures out and they can't kill them or remove them, with Raid Bombardment you can do lots of damage very quickly. Okay, so let's go against the black deck. So this deck is very good at removing creatures. We know from having Compound Fracture, Cruel Cut, Murder, there's lots of things they can do to remove creatures. So let's see how we can get around that. So let's play our Mountain, our Tin Street Cadet. We also have Goblin Tunneler. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn, but we have to tap Goblin Tunneler to use that ability. So we can play it out. We have Tin Street Cadet with no blockers. We're going to do 1 damage to the hit points. What do they have? 2/2 zombies. So I'm going to play out a Mountain. I'm going to play out a Raid Bombardment. And I could attack, but a creature will die. But if I tap Goblin Tunneler, it will create a tunnel for our other creature to not be blocked. And now they don't even get a chance to block. Raid Bombardment does its damage. Tin Street Cadet does his damage without being blocked. Okay, take some more damage for us, that's fine. And play out a Mountain. We now have 4 lands. We can do a second Raid Bombardment. So now we're going to get 2 triggers from the Raid Bombardment. Now I could use Shock to kill this creature, attack with 2. I would do 6 damage to them. But I'm going to save the shock just in case I need it for something else. I'm not sure if it comes up in the colour challenge. It might do. But for now, we're going to do some damage. There we go. End turn. I'm going to save the shock. It's our only last spell. Apart from the lands we have, it's the last thing we can do. Okay, there's an Outrider. It's going to attack us. Then we could use it now if we want to. We could save it. I don't really care about taking damage from these, so I'm going to let them do damage to me. And let's go to my turn. We have another Goblin Tunneler. So 5 mana. Another one. And I'm going to stick to the same plan. Let's make Tin Street Cadet unblockable. Let's attack with just the Cadet. Do the 2 raid bombardment damage. Do the 1 damage direct there. And end the turn. We still have shock. We can use instant speed whenever we want to. Okay, whenever a creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Malakir Caw-Blade. So we're going to take some damage here. I think what I might do is sacrifice the Tunneler to stop this 5 damage here. And I'm also going to kill the Caw-Blade because I know it's going to get stronger. I don't want to give them that opportunity, so let's get rid of that one. Now has no blockers, which is perfect. We have another land, and we have a Nest Robber, 2/1 with haste. So because there's no blockers, I don't need to use my Goblin Tunneler to block. And I can attack with it. So I'm going to do 4 damage here, and 6 damage from the Raid Bombardment. Now if I hadn't blocked with the Goblin Tunneler, we'd kill him this turn. But because I blocked with the Goblin Tunneler to save myself 5 points of damage, means I actually haven't got enough to kill him this turn. So maybe what I should have done is just taken the extra 5 damage. Oh, it's very close. Very close, but no, not enough. Raid Bombardment. And I can do loads of damage with my 3 Raid Bombardments before I even have to hit with the creatures. So that was close. Maybe I should have taken the 5 damage earlier, been left on 5, and then could have finished off the opponent with me on 5 hit points. It wouldn't have been quite so close. But there you go. There's the red deck versus the black. And now we're going to do red versus green. So green has some very big creatures. It has reach. It has some little creatures as well, which might be trouble for us. So let's see what we can do to get around these big creatures that I presume the green deck will be playing. Okay, we have a Volcanic Dragon, a 4/4 flying with haste. We have a Goblin Gang Leader, which was 2/2 that creates 2 other 1/1s once it comes out. So we could play Nest Robber, we could attack, we would lose it. This creature does add more mana, so maybe what we'll do here is we're going to shock the Woodland Mystic, so they can't use that to create more mana, which might slow down the creatures they can put out. Okay, you've got 3 mana now, so the Nest Robber can come out and attack, but let's use shock again just to slow them down. If they get a big creature out, we probably can't do anything about it. So we want to make sure they don't get a chance to put a big creature out. 4 mana, another Woodland Mystic. Okay, I could attack, lose the Nest Robber. Do I want to do that? Maybe I do, because next turn, and I know the green deck has Gigantosaurus, which is a 10/10, which only costs 5 mana to put out, and there will be 4 lands and the Woodland Mystic, which is enough to cast it if they do have that. So maybe if I attack with the Nest Robber, I didn't block, which means they have enough mana. I can put out my Goblin Gang Leader. It's going to bring out some other little goblins. Hope they don't have a Gigantosaurus. Okay, they don't have that yet. They have a 4/4 creature. And lucky for me, I have Reduced to Ashes. It's a sorcery, so I have to do it now before I start attacking. It does 5 damage to a target creature. If it would die, exile it. So let's get rid of his bigger creature there. And let's attack with everything. He can block if he wants to. Doesn't want to. He wants to keep the mana. So we're going to keep putting damage through. There's another Rumbling Baloth. We'll take the 1 damage from him. We have 6 mana. So we could attack with everything. We have Burn Bright, which will give all of our creatures +2/+0. And we have a Volcanic Dragon, which is a Flying Haste 4/4. So what can happen here? We attack with everything. He can block the biggest creature, the most troublesome creature, probably the Goblin Gang Leader. And we'll get 4 damage through. 2 from the Nest Robber, 2 from those goblins. So we're down to 6 hit points. Now if we cast a Volcanic Dragon, we can attack this turn, do another 4 hit points of damage, so we're down to 2. Or we could cast Burn Bright, which will give our creatures +2/+0. If we do that, we're attacking with 3 creatures that will do 4 damage by themselves, give them all +2, there'll be an extra 6 damage. So although this Volcanic Dragon is pretty nice, and it could be the right answer in some cases, I like the idea of this Burn Bright. It's an instant as well. So I'm going to attack with all and see if he decides to block. It's going to block the Goblin Gang Leader. Fine. I'm going to give all of my creatures +2 attack, which is enough to kill the Baloth as well, which is an added bonus. But either way, down to 0 hit points. We didn't even need a dragon. If we did, it was there for the next turn. Okay, well that's the red versus the green. And next we have red versus the white. This is the last one in the red colour challenge. Again, we know there's life gain creatures that will grow as they gain life. There's double strike creatures. It does have some flying creatures in there as well, which could be trouble for us. Let's see what we have. We have a mountain. We have a Goblin Tunneler. We have a Molten Ravager. A 0/4 creature that can use an ability, cost 1 red mana, to give it +1/+0 till end of turn. And we can do that as many times as we want. So, put this out. Put our Goblin Tunneler against the Fencing Ace. We don't want to block against this because the first strike will just kill our Goblin Tunneler, and I would much rather keep it alive. So, Mountain, and we have a Molten Ravager coming out. Might as well attack with our Goblin Tunneler because we're not going to use it to block with. So it doesn't matter if it can block or not. Okay, and we have a 1/4 Vigilance creature. Now we're being attacked with a 1/1. It's double strike, so we can block this. If they have a trick up their sleeve though, if they have an instant, then it could kill our Molten Ravager, but they didn't have it. So, next mountain, we have 4 out now. We can do Goblin Gathering, or we can do a Molten Ravager. Well, let's see what happens. I'm going to attack first. We don't want to attack with a Goblin Tunneler. We could tap the Goblin Tunneler to mean that the Molten Ravager can't be blocked. I'm going to attack with the Molten Ravager and see if any blockers come up. Am I going to do that, or am I just going to make sure it can't be blocked? I think I'm going to see what happens. It did block anyway, so I didn't need to tap Goblin Tunneler. I could do some damage. I have a Molten Ravager here and a Goblin Gathering. I'd like to play one of those. So, I'm going to activate the ability for the Molten Ravager to do 1 damage. And I'm going to get another creature out. Let's get out the other Molten Ravager. And end our turn. So we have Goblin Gathering saved if we need it. Right now I don't think we need it. Let him attack. So we can block the 1/1 here. Double strike, which should be fine. We can block the 1/4. He has a trick. He could kill Molten Ravager, but let's see what happens. Double strike damage, and that's fine. We took 1 point of damage there. To our turn. 5 mana now. So we can put out Raid Bombardment. We can do damage from all these creatures attacking. Put out Goblin Gathering and see what happens there. think what I'm going to do is maybe play out Goblin Gathering first. And I'm going to attack with both of these Mortem Ravagers. I'm going to see if there's any blocks. There's no blocks. And I can just add onto either one of these, or one each, an extra 1 damage. Okay, we haven't seen any lifelink creatures come out yet, which is good. Just these 1/4 Vigilance Cats. Alright, more damage coming in. I don't really care. I'm going to take 4 damage here. That's absolutely fine, because I'm going to do a lot more damage than that to him. Now, 7. 7 mana out. I could play my Siege Dragon. No, I have 6 mana out. I can't play my Siege Dragon. Next turn I'll have 7 mana. I can play the Siege Dragon out. For now, I'm going to play Raid Bombardment, because I'm going to attack with these. I can make that unblockable. Let's see, if I do it this way, 2 damage, I can tap this to make the 1/1 unblockable. So they could block the Molten Ravager, but they don't, because it's a 0/4 and it's not going to take any damage at all unless they activate this ability. Then we can give one or both of them as many +1 to damage as possible. And we're going to take all this damage because I just don't care about the damage. Right, so next we have 9 hit points left. Now if you put this out, Siege Dragon enters the battlefield, destroy all walls your opponent controls. It doesn't control any walls, so it doesn't matter. Whenever Siege Dragon attacks, if the defending player controls no walls, it deals 2 damage to each creature without flying that player controls. So let's look. We've got 8 hit points. He can do 2 damage with this. 3, 4, 5 if they all survive. So we're fine. I think what I would like to do is go to combat. I'm going to attack with all. Do I want to attack with all? I can attack with 1, 2, 3 and then make them unblockable. Which will keep my creatures as much as possible, because I will just lose creatures this way. I'll do an extra damage by attacking with an extra goblin and this one. So I'm going to do 5 damage at least. So maybe I'm going to attack with that as it is. Do my 5 damage. See about blockers. He wants to kill my goblins. He's going to block the goblins, which means he's forgotten about my Molten Ravagers. And I can just either one of them or both of them, boost them as many times as I like to get up to at least 4 damage, and in a real match I'd spread that out as much as possible just in case he can remove one. And there you go, we've killed him there. Didn't even need to get that Siege Dragon out, but it's a really cool card we can use maybe in a future match. But there you go, that's the red colour challenge against all the other starter decks. And there we go, against the blue, the black, the green and the white starter decks. So let me know in the comments below if you got stuck on any of those, or if you have any other questions about how that red deck works. And next we will be doing the green colour challenge. So stick around for that one, and I will see you in the next video.